I'm going to show you a couple of ways to switch. You need to have your fighting stance first. If you don't have your fighting stance, go back and practice it. So the first one I'm going to do is switch in place. I'm going to take this back foot, I'm going to slide it back, almost like I'm doing a drag step backwards. Then I'm going to take this front foot and I'm going to step forward. I'm going to replace it. I'm going to replace my front foot with my back foot. Make sure you start off and end up in the same position. If you keep this toe on the line and you pivot your foot, you're going to be over the line. So either step this way or adjust this foot when you pivot. So you step back, make sure you pivot on this back foot. Make sure I pivot on this foot when I step forward. If you end up with one foot over the line, just move your other foot over a little bit. So when I pivot, if this foot is here over this line, I'm just going to step off to the side a little bit. I don't want to be like this. That's going to start turning my back. I don't want to get used to that. These lines, you're not meant to stay on these lines all the time. They're just a good reference point to see if your stance is right. Alright, the next one we're going to do is switch forward or switch backwards. So we're going to take our front foot this time and we're going to bring it up to our back foot, just like we're doing a drag step forward. This time this one's going to keep going through. I'm going to pivot on my front foot and I'm going to end up in a fighting stance this way. So make sure to pivot this foot. Don't leave it behind and just step like that. Don't walk straight forward. I want to keep my body sideways right until this point where I step forward and pivot. When I go backwards, I'm going to do the same thing backwards. I'm going to take this back leg, I'm going to pull it up to the front leg, and I'm going to pull it up to my back leg. Almost like I'm doing a drag step. Then I'm going to keep going with this leg, put it back, and pivot on my front leg. Again, I try to keep my body sideways, protecting my groin right until the point where I step back and pivot. If you touch your knees together, that's a good way to know that you're doing it right. You want to go straight on this line. The more you go around, you're going to leave yourself open and you're going to be off balance. It's going to take longer. You want to go straight forward on this line and straight through and pivot. Straight back, straight